America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wild lands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
What up, Truth Nation? It is not a beautiful Friday, but a beautiful day to be alive on a Friday. A little bit of snow, but that's okay. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm excited to be here as we get your weekend going with a little bit of entertainment and fun and news as well. As always, 833-212-1017 is the Truth Talk, the text line. But also, if you want to watch and stream us live, make sure you go to YouTube and go to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. That is 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Shout out to my boy DJ Brother Z, holding it down on the ones and the twos. And also, I'm excited to be joined today. And now I'm always going to be, she's going to be joining me every single month. But this month is a little bit special because of the fact that it is Women's History Month. And as part of a celebration of Women's History Month, I'm going to get all the black female talent I can to come on and join me this month to highlight the incredible things they are doing and also how talented they are. But today, to kick off Women's History Month celebration here on Truth to Power, I am joined by the wonderful Miss Kayla Lewis-Allen. How you doing?
I am doing great, Kyle. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here today. Great topics. But before we get into all the juicy stuff,
yeah,
you just took a nice little trip, huh?
I did.
Yeah, so let everybody know where you're at. I'm a little envious of you.
Listen, I just got back from Thailand. It was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, Thailand?
Thailand. So we took 25. We Be Abroad is a business that I have where we take people from Milwaukee or wherever all over the country to a new country each year for Black History Month, and it is always a great time. This was definitely one that was super special because it had been on my bucket list for years and years and years, and I feel like everybody that joined us for this trip, this was on the top of their bucket list. So,
yeah. I see videos about Thailand, and I know for us, the U.S. dollar goes extremely far in Thailand as well.
$1 is $37 over there.
Oh, wow. And so how much is let's just keep it simple. Somebody getting a drink. Like a drink here in America, maybe like a single, maybe $6 to $8, something like that. How much is a drink over there? Like,
I can say we got whole meals and drinks for like $10.
Woo! And drinks.
And drinks.
Everything. When I went to Cuba, that was the same thing. Literally, like $10 would get you your food, a side, and a drink. I'm like, dang, this is all for that. So I feel you on that one. So that's what's up. What was your best experience in this thing of like, something you saw or interaction with the people? What was something that was your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway was probably the elephants. So we got to go to an elephant sanctuary, which is different than what you see online. You see people like riding the elephants, but that's like really inhumane for folks to go over there and ride the elephants.
Oh,
so
wow, is it?
Yeah, they're trying to stop that.
Oh,
like they're trying to stop that. So we went to a sanctuary where they're getting the elephants and they're like trying to take care of them. So we fed the elephants, we cooled them down because they don't have sweat glands. I learned that. So we like use mud and put it on their body to
That's
cool
why they put
them
the
down.
mud on. They like the rolling mud out for something like that. I feel like they always got mud on them. So.
Yes, they always because that's the thing that cools them down. And then we also got to bathe them. And then after all of that, we was able to do a cooking class. We learned how to make pad thai. And this sanctuary just really laid it all out for us. And it was a beautiful experience.
That's wonderful. You're hearing the voice of Kayla Lewis Allen, and she's talking about her experience going to Thailand. Now, before I move on and just talk about the importance, I think, of traveling.
Yes.
Now, one thing I heard about Thailand, I'm a little wild. When I heard about Thailand, now, were there any single people that went on that trip?
There were a lot of single women.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say because you know they got lady boys over there.
Yes.
And so you gotta be very careful. I mean, to each whatever they want, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? But just in case a brother who went over there was looking for just natural, and they got some lady boys who look like ladies.
They are super aggressive. So we went to this place called Club Sugar on Patong Beach.
Oh,
Street.
I know you probably went to Club Sugar downtown Milwaukee on Mineral Street growing up. You never went to Sugar.
I think I was too old to go there.
We were on the same age. Club Sugar was.
I thought that I was too grown to go.
Oh, I was gonna say you too mature. Not me. I was in Club Sugar and them phone parties having a good time back in 06.
I was at 618.
Oh wow. Oh wow, you got into the real club.
Yeah, I was going to the real club. But no, we went to Club Sugar on Patong Beach, and they had a rooftop. So my husband and some of the other guys were able to stand out on the rooftop and just observe the street. And it's kind of like Water Street. And they was like, dang, those ladies are super aggressive. Those ladies are like dragging men with them and all of this stuff. And then we soon found out that they were the lady boys, and they are extremely aggressive.
Yeah, they got to get it how they live. But I'm telling you, I've seen some videos, and I'm like, I'm like, damn, that look like a woman.
Oh yeah, no, they're beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful. I mean, I could clearly tell the difference. I think maybe because I'm a woman. I don't know,
I ain't been up close and personal, so I'm taking, so I ain't got to worry about no lady boys. But I just was carrying.
But don't walk around there by yourself.
They try to get me.
Yeah, they will.
What I got to do? How do I check to make sure?
I think you have to. You gonna be able to see it. The jaw. The guys on the trip was like, oh yeah, I could. Somebody wait
a minute. The lady boy tried to get your husband?
No. You could see. You just see them out on the streets, like they're just walking down the streets, and you could pay attention. If you paying attention, you know.
Okay.
And if you on your square, you know.
That's cool. I'm just glad. One thing, I know I'm joking about it, but they're pretty accepted in the culture there, which is a good thing. Which is definitely a good thing for people to be able to do what they do. Did y'all go to Phuket at all, or?
That's where we were.
Oh, y'all were Phuket. Okay,
yeah.
Fantastic,
yep,
fantastic.
Yep.
Man, see, listen. So this is the thing I love about it is that I believe traveling is so important because I know just so many people, especially when you come from Milwaukee. There's so many people who live in the city, right, who never actually get to travel beyond the city. You don't realize how much more is out there. And it's great to go and travel to go visit family down in different places, but to be able to explore beyond the borders of America.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And it really opens your eyes. It opens your mind. It opens your heart to so many different cultures. Like, hopefully you can come back home. You go experience another culture, and then hopefully you come back home a little bit more well-rounded and able to accept and understand other people. Yeah,
and so my biggest thing is whenever I do travel, right, I realize that the world is bigger than what we have here. And like you said, there's so much culture and so much beauty. And there's just it puts it into perspective. Like, we get caught up in Milwaukee. We get caught up in Wisconsin. We get caught up on Chicago there, Minneapolis,
Miami,
Detroit, Miami,
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
And legitimately, like, Phuket, Thailand is all the way across the globe. You probably had to travel, 18-hour flight altogether?
18 hours,
and so going across the globe to a whole nother place that has a whole different culture and a way of life that you get a chance to experience. Like, I think it's so cool because when I went to Cuba back in 2018 or 17 or something like that, and I remember my mom was like, Kyle, be careful.
Yeah.
It's a communist country. I went there, and we mentally know it's a communist country, but the way people just move around freely, like, you would think, like, listen, You got to be more nervous to walk around some blocks around here than you do in Cuba. Like,
I tell
as a
people that
foreigner.
all the time. I tell people that all the time. They're like, "Oh my God, I heard this happen over there." Like, well, I heard this happen on Birdlight. So
No,
what
for
we talking
real.
about?
No, for real.
What's
though.
going on?
So I always encourage people to make sure you have an opportunity to travel, but then travel internationally because
Yeah.
it definitely, as you just talked about, and I'm so glad that you do this every Black History Month, where it just giving people an opportunity to travel with a group, right? And that makes it so much easier to be able to have somebody help you plan things and then go with it with others where you get to create all these memories. And I'm sure people get their downtime with themselves and things like that. But it's just a wonderful experience, and I'm glad that you actually saw something and you said, let's do something about it.
Yeah, and this year I was super excited because we had, I think this was our first timer using their passport for the first time, being able to travel out of the country for the first time. So I felt honored that she trusted us enough to say, hey, I'm going to go get my passport and I'm going to come out of the country with y'all. And that like meant the world to me because that lets me know that we're doing what we're set out to do.
I love that. And what's the name? So next year, you know where you're going or you're thinking about it?
It's between two places. I'm not really sure, but it's between Tokyo and Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Two completely different places.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I got to look at it a little bit more and see what the budget is looking like, see what the weather is looking like during February and all of that, and see how we gonna make it happen.
Cool. That's fantastic. Again, you're hearing the voice of Kayla Lewis Allen, who is joining us here today on Truth to Power. Now, Kayla, we were talking about what we, wanted to discuss with Truth Nation today, and you sent me something that was interesting, and I had quite the opinions on it, and it really came to parenting. There was multiple things that talked about parenting and what is the right way to go about parenting. And there was a situation with a current NBA player who's a rising star in the NBA. His name is Anthony Edwards. And he has 3 kids by 3 different women. He's going to maybe have a 4th one on the way or something of the sorts like that, which I'm not judging because look what you got. You got a man in the presidential office who got multiple baby mamas and multiple kids, and Elon Musk, well, I don't know what his role is. He got a kid every other week. So
listen,
I'm not judging where people put their seeds at.
We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But we're going to do a little judging today.
We're going to do a little judgment because Anthony Edwards said bumps them kids or bumps that kid or actually multiple kids. He ain't worried about that. And so we're going to talk about whether or not Anthony Edwards or anybody that decides not to step up and be a father of their kid is a bad parent. 833-212-1017. We're going to talk about it today because I think me and Kayla are going to go back and forth with how we feel about this. So keep it locked. Make sure y'all watch us and stream us on YouTube. 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. We are going to have a great conversation on the other side. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace with our guest co-host Kayla Lewis Allen right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 101.7 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
Truth Nation, gear up for a great time as Sports Milwaukee hosts Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Set for April 24th to the 26th, Milwaukee Tailgate Week features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, attractions, brews, restaurants, and venues. As the 2025 draft takes center stage in Green Bay, Sports Milwaukee and the Cream City are excited to welcome the football world back to Wisconsin. For tickets, go to visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Are you looking for an opportunity to better the Milwaukee community? Do you want to develop your skills for a career or job? City of Milwaukee is recruiting for its 16th cohort of AmeriCorps members. We are hiring young adults ages 18 to 25 to serve our amazing scholars in Milwaukee Public Schools. This opportunity allows you to serve your community and gain professional development, which will allow you to enter the workforce, your next educational journey, or even stay with us for a second year of service. Visit cityyear.org to connect with our local recruiters and learn how to apply by Friday, March 21st.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Great Impressions Graphics and Printing. They've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, it is that time of year again for the Tory Low Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we will be cleaning up the city of Milwaukee. Also, to show our appreciation, everyone who joins us gets a free lunch provided by Cousin Subs. Again, that is the Tory Low Community Cleanup on Saturday, April 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Bring the whole family to clean up our city. The Tory Low Community Cleanup is presented by 1MKE. We are 1MKE and sponsored by Cousin Subs. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk the text line. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube at 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Now, on the other side, we were having a conversation talking about Anthony Edwards. Now, Anthony Edwards is a budding basketball superstar, and the leader of the Minnesota Timberwolves led them to the Western Conference Finals last year, where they came up a little bit short from going to the NBA Finals. Now, Anthony Edwards currently has 3 children with 3 women and with a 4th on the way. And in one of these situations, Kayla, there was a woman named Aisha Howard who he had a baby with.
Yes.
And so he had a baby with Aisha Howard, and I guess during the time where she was pregnant or after she was pregnant, I think it was during she was pregnant, he said, if it is mine, I don't want anything to do with it. And after the baby came out, he said, I told you, if it is mine, I don't want anything to do with it. And basically asked not to
be a part of it.
Have any paternal rights whatsoever.
Yeah.
Kayla, when I look at this situation, do you think Anthony Edwards is in the wrong and is he abandoning his kid? Or did Anthony Edwards make a decision, just like when women go and have abortions, which they have every right to do with their body, they make a decision to keep the child and raise the child because they want to bring a life into this world? Do you think Anthony Edwards just is expressing his way to say, I don't want to be the parent to this child? Where do you stand on this?
Listen, ladies, y'all going to be mad at me on this one, but I feel like if a man is telling me, I don't want a child with you, I don't want to have anything to do with that child, I'm going to either do one of 2 things. I'm either going to get an abortion, if that's my views, or I'm going to just assume full responsibility for this child, and I'm not going to contact this man at all. I'm not going to bash him. I'm not running him through the mud on social media. Me and my child just going to go ahead and live our lives. So I feel like Anthony Edwards said what he said, and he's standing on that, so much so that it looks like he is signing over his parental rights and saying, like, listen, I'm going to double down on that. I don't want anything to do with that baby.
Yeah, so my thing is, I love that. First and foremost, I applaud that stance because you know what? I like that stance. That's a good stance. Hey, he told me. But at the end of the day, this is the way I look at it, right? If you decide to lay down and do the deed, understand that there's ways to protect yourself.
Oh,
right?
there are.
There's ways. So when Anthony Edwards, who, again, I think this Aisha Howard woman, I think she's like 37 years old, which is weird to me because Anthony Edwards is only 23. So I think it's very odd of a 37-year-old with a 23-year-old, because if it was flipped around with a man talking to a young woman, everybody have like, what's going on with that?
Have a problem with it.
But at the end of the day, Anthony Edwards is a grown man who made grown man decisions. He's had kids before, and I'm sure he went through health and human growth and development class.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure he was taught exactly how you make a child.
He knows how this goes.
So Anthony Edwards, I understand that you didn't want to have anything to do with this child, and yes, technically you have every right to make that decision, but you know how you said we listen and we don't judge? I'm listening, I'm judging. I'm judging the fact that you decided to basically do what you got to do. You had an option. Your option was to protect yourself.
Yeah.
We see the ads, we see the commercials, you know exactly what it is.
You know you're a high-profiled celebrity basketball player.
You ain't just anybody.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta watch my back. I'm not just anybody.
Yep.
Leah said and Drake stole.
Yep.
That is that. You gotta watch your back. You're not just anybody. You have to understand that there are NBA players, NFL players, wealthy people that understand how this game go. If you think somebody authentically cares about you, wants you, or isn't trying to manipulate you or try to take advantage of a situation, you're foolish.
Yeah.
You're all these ugly men walking around with these fine women. You think they want them because they look good or their personality good? No,
And that is so hard because also at the same time, I think that the guys are just trying to have fun as well. So the ladies trying to have fun, they trying to get trips, they trying to get bags, they possibly trying to get a baby so they get a child support check, whatever it is. But the guys are also trying to have fun too. They trying to do what they do. And then dip out, go to the next city. And do what they do over there, dip out and go to the next city. So if I know that that is how a basketball player moves, because I also believe that she is a baby mama of another celebrity. I think that she is also Little Baby, the rapper, his baby mama as well. So I feel like you know how this game go. You know how these men move. They move around, they do what they want to do. So why didn't you protect yourself or prepare yourself for the way that things was going to go?
Kayla, she prepared herself. She made sure, she said, you going to be in town around what time? Let me check my clock. Am I ovulating? Let me see if I'm primed and ready to go, right? And so I get it, right? And I fully understand where Anthony Edwards is coming from, but I just feel like we as human beings understand what could be a result when you do those type of actions.
Yeah.
833-212-1017. Do y'all think Anthony Edwards is wrong for basically saying he wants nothing to do with this child? Or do you think that, you know what? He said what he wanted to do. He said he wasn't going to be a parent in this kid's life, and it is what it is. She should have made a different decision. But Anthony Edwards, just to give y'all a little bit more insight on this, last month, Aisha Howard claimed that Edwards asked her to get an abortion according to text messages that were sent in to Touch Weekly. And after she sent the message saying, "I'm pregnant and wanted to tell you in person, but you gave me no other choice. We probably should have kept it cordial, but here we are now." Edwards allegedly replied, "Okay, LOL, get the abortion." Get the abortion. That's what she said. He said get the abortion, and she didn't listen. She did not listen whatsoever, and she just felt like she wanted to bring another life into this world. But I do think once you decide to have a child, you have to deal with, and I don't want to say the consequences, but you have to deal with the responsibilities.
Yeah, I hate to look at a child as a consequence or, like it is a result of an action, but I hate to look at a child as a consequence. Like you said, you have to assume the responsibility. And she's been a mother before. This isn't her first time around. So I think that as a mother, you should know, like, they either in or they out. They either going to be here or they're not. And what am I going to do if they're not?
But what if I guess I'm either in or I'm out, and what I'm going to do if I'm not. And I guess some people want to make it a big scene.
Yeah.
But for me, when I look at it from a perspective of the fact that black fathers are great fathers.
Yeah,
they are. And there's already this perception that black men aren't in their kids' lives and all this nonsense.
Generations have changed. We have gotten better. Black men have gotten better.
We most definitely have gotten better. And so when I think about this, I just feel like it just plays into an additional narrative, right? Like, I hate the fact that we even have this option whether or not we want to be in our kids' life. I think it's so important, right? Is that black children need their fathers.
Absolutely.
I think more than any other. Again, I can't relate to any other race, but when I look at the impact that black men specifically have on kids' lives and how much little girls love their black daddies and how much little boys look up to their black daddies, I think it's so important to have that in their lives, because there's gaps, there's holes, there's voids that have to be filled. And when Anthony Edwards made this decision, and I think Anthony at some point is probably going to regret this. He's a young man living his life.
I feel like he's going to come around. He is going to come around. He's not going to be able to allow this child to grow up. And the lady ain't going to back down. The mother is not going to back down. Oh,
she had the kid. She has. Not at all.
She's not backing down. So I feel like he is going to come around. But at this point, it's like, I told you. And he's trying to challenge her in every single way.
And I guess my question is, at 23 years old, what are you doing just doing all that? Right? Like just anybody and everybody?
He a superstar.
You a superstar, but don't be super stupid.
Yeah.
Making a lot of money, don't be dumb.
That's how most superstars live their life. Like, at least he ain't on drugs and doing other things. Like, I feel like you going to crash out when you are that young and you have that much money, you have that much access.
Yeah.
You going to crash out on something.
Yeah.
And here's his women right now.
I guess so. 833-212-1017. That's the Truth Talk to text line. On the talking text line, somebody said, I think Anthony Edwards is this way because his mother and his grandmother have passed, and they wouldn't have let him do it if they still were around. Kayla, what do you think? You think Mama and Grandma would have stopped him laying them seeds?
Oh, yeah. I don't think that they would have stopped him from laying the seeds, but I do believe that they would have been like, boy, go over there and take care of that baby.
That's true.
Go get that baby. Go pick that baby up. Go love on that baby. That's your daughter. That's your child.
That's true.
I think that they would have put him in his place for sure. I had no idea that his grandmother and mother weren't with us anymore, but I definitely know that they would do that.
I agree, just understanding how we get down for a lot of things. But again, also, y'all can watch the streamers live on YouTube, 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button and give us a like. Also, hit the subscribe button as we're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. And on that talking text line that we have on YouTube, that chat that you can be a part of, Legina said, oh no, if you don't want a child, don't lay with me. Once he or she is here, it's a done deal. Accountability is everything. Don't lay with me unprotected and then expect me to do it all. That is an interesting thought.
I hear you, girl. I hear you. But if we land down and he's saying, I'ma lay with you, but if a baby come out of this, I don't want it, then what we doing?
I mean, for real though, do you have, I shouldn't say do you have the right, because we all have rights.
Yeah.
But do you have the right to complain and be mad and go to social media when somebody told you to get an abortion and told you they're not going to be in their life and you still made a decision to have a kid? Do you think they have the...
I'm going to just handle it quietly. We just going to be going to court. It's not going to be all over social media. Why are you posting a text and he done told you in the text message?
Trying to drag him, I guess.
Trying to drag him, but you look crazy. Like, you look insane. No.
I want to know from people, do you agree with the woman? Because obviously Legina said, I agree with the woman. Kayla's saying, I agree with Anthony Edwards. What I'm saying is that I get Anthony Edwards' spot, but it's bigger than this moment. It's bigger than the friction that you have with this woman. This disdain you may have for this woman is actually a human life that hopefully, Lord willing, lives to see 80, 90, 100 years maybe on earth. And you being a part of that journey in that life of that kid is something that will be so important to the development of becoming a contributing person to society. But again, 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk to text line. If you have any thoughts on this, you can definitely text us. If you have any comments on that, you can also call us just like the caller. You are on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts and comments on this conversation?
Kyle, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing blessed. How about yourself, brother?
Awesome today.
Got Kayla here too.
Hey.
Hey, Kayla. How you doing?
I'm doing
Second
all right.
time I called while you were there. Hey, I'm sure you guys have heard of Jalen Rose from the Fab Five, played 15 years in the NBA, has started a school in Detroit, Michigan for black kids in the black community.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Is an ESPN analyst, et cetera, et cetera. Well, his dad, I don't know if you guys are aware, was a number one draft pick in the NBA in the 1970s and an NBA All-Star.
Jimmy Walker.
Who he never met.
You're right.
And so when you're an immature person who is willing to sleep with somebody, obviously, without protection and risk herpes, AIDS, monkeypox, I feel sorry for the child because he or she does not have one responsible parent.
Mm-hmm.
They knew they didn't have the type of relationship where, you should be even taking a chance on making a child or attaining a disease. And so, yeah, I think what you guys just said about his mom and his grandmom not being here with us anymore is a big part of that because the grandmother is going to get their grandchild.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they despise the baby mother, the mother of the child, or not, because this is two parents that are behaving like children that have created the child. So a lot of the problems that we talk about with MPS and even though this man is filthy rich, this child would be damaged by having two dumb parents. And this is not the first stupid thing Anthony, and I always accidentally called him the comedian Anthony Anderson because of the funny comments he made about the era in which Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, and even
what
Kobe
comment
Bryant
did he make, the caller?
That Michael Jordan didn't play against this competition, which is just ridiculous. I try not to get into the GOAT debate and all that because from Tony Smith on up, there's only been 5,000 men who played in the NBA, Kyle. So all of them are GOATs. And to talk about them is black-on-black crime or Willie Lynchism, to disparage them in any way, because there are millions of people who play basketball all over the world, right?
There are a lot of people.
Right.
They're all GOATs. And you don't hear that in NASCAR racing. You don't hear anybody arguing about Sidney Crosby or Wayne Gretzky every day on ESPN. But it's odd that they like to place black men against each other. And I just want to just say that, black men have been fantastic throughout every generation. The false narrative that only black men are deadbeat dads, you can do a little research. There are some very well-to-do white men who have had nothing to do with their children.
Why is it so different, right? Why is it the reaction that this is a story, right? This is a story. Nick Cannon is a story. But Elon Musk gets a pass, right? Like, Elon Musk has all these kids. People talk about Future and all his kids. But why is it that it seems like whenever black men, I don't know, is it a us thing? Like, are we just judgmental?
Yeah, I think that's what we choose to focus on.
I agree with you and Caleb. Y'all are 100% right. So the fire is lit by the media, as it always has been, ever since the World's Fair that W.E.B. Du Bois had to actually have right after that fiasco, where they actually invited people from all around the world and paid black people to sit in cages and behave like primates eating watermelon, to create this false narrative of our inferiority in the early 1900s. And so there's this photographer, and there's a PBS documentary on him that had black people just dressed to the nines, and you see all these black and white pictures of people in the early 1900s with taking family photos, looking like they just came from church, to dispel that myth, and it was intentional by Dr. Du Bois. And so with that said, I think we, once that fire is lit with social media, we put lighter fluid on it by, black women and men disparaging each other and saying they're no good one or the other. I meet awesome queens all the time, and have throughout my life right here in Milwaukee. And you don't have to travel out of the country. You don't have to get a passport. You just have to put yourself in the right circle and give off the right energy. Kathy's put it really well. What's wrong with your body part that's attracting ish people?
Cool. Thank you to caller. I appreciate you calling in and chiming in. I think we stumbled upon something that was very interesting about the fact that, we talk about Anthony Edwards, but we talking about it, right? Like that's the big thing. So 833-212-1017. Do you think Anthony Edwards is in the wrong for giving up his parental rights? Kayla says no. I say yes. We want to hear from you. We'll continue this conversation and also put a little bit of dazzle in there, because Khloe Kardashian is living a lie.
Big lie.
And we'll tell you why on the other side. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, with our guest co-host Kayla Lewis Allen joining us here today. Keep it locked. We'll have more conversation on the other side.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We expect our judges to be fair, impartial, to keep us safe. But Brad Schimmel cut plea deals with child pornographers. He blamed underage victims of sexual assault for their bad judgment. And Schimmel joined extreme MAGA Republicans in trying to ban abortion statewide, even for victims of rape and incest. Now he wants us to put him on the Supreme Court, where he could strip away our rights and be a rubber stamp for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Brad Schimmel, dangerous, extreme, and unfit for the Supreme Court. Judge Susan Crawford knows right from wrong and has spent her life keeping us safe. Crawford protected nursing home patients from identity theft and fought for the rights of workers across Wisconsin. Crawford will always protect our right to choose and is the check and balance we need against Donald Trump and Elon Musk. On April 1st, Judge Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Paid for by Power to the Polls Action Fund, not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
This is your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
The City Conference Championship Week did not disappoint. Let's start with the boys' white division, where Milwaukee Washington Pergolders took on the Bayview Redcats. This was a tight matchup the whole way, but the Pergolders were able to pull ahead, winning the championship 76-71. Now to the Blue Division Championship game, where the Milwaukee School of Languages Hawks took on the Golden Meyer Owls. This game was a classic matchup as it went all the way down to the wire, but the Milwaukee School of Languages Hawks were able to find a way to sneak out a 1-point victory, defeating Golden Meyer 59-58 to win the Blue Division Championship. And lastly, in the Gold Division Championship game, the Rufus King Generals faced off against the Milwaukee Juneau Pioneers, where the Pioneers continue their hot streak, beating the Generals 82-72 to claim the Gold Division Championship.
This has been your Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference Basketball Weekly Update.
Finding stable housing shouldn't be a struggle. The Milwaukee Rental Housing Resource Center connects renters, property owners, and partners to the resources they need, whether it's rental assistance, legal aid, mediation, or tenant education. No matter what your situation is, you do not have to go at it alone. Get assistance today by visiting renthelpmke.org. That is renthelpmke.org, or stop by their office at 728 North James Lovell Street in Milwaukee. At the Milwaukee Rental Housing Resource Center, they are here for all your housing needs.
Make history at the amazing 10th annual UNCF Mayor's Mass Ball on March 29th. Join Mayor Cavalier Johnson for an unforgettable evening that will transform lives. Every dollar raised helps promising local students achieve their college dreams through vital scholarships. This premier gala doesn't just celebrate our community, it builds future leaders. Be a part of Milwaukee's most meaningful social event of the year. Reserve your place now at uncf.org/MMB. That is uncf.org/MMB.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth. It's powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneim. Spring training rolled on for the Brew Crew Thursday as they beat the A's 10-0. Jacob Mizorowski tossed 3 scoreless innings and didn't give up a hit or a walk and notched 3 strikeouts.
Swing and a miss by Esteury Ruiz against 95-mile-an-hour slider, biting down and away from the right-handed hitter. That is impossible to hit.
Over to the NFL, where former Packers kicker Mason Crosby, who was with Green Bay for 16 seasons, has informed the club of his decision to retire with the team. Crosby is the franchise leader in career points. And lastly, over to college hoops, where the UWM Panthers basketball season came to a screeching halt on Thursday night as they fell to Oakland 72-64 in the quarterfinals of the Horizon League Conference Tournament. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
All in my lap because he don't wanna roll it. I was sliding in the lamb with the power glide. Slime green paint, peanut butter inside. She wanna speak.
One call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. Listen, if your loved one is ever injured in an accident, don't hesitate. Call Gruber Law Offices. I'm telling y'all this right now. These insurance companies are not working in your best interest. And the thing about Gruber is you see them at the games, you see the billboards, you see them also at community events, and you know what they are there for. They stand up for victims. They stand up for the community, and they will fight to make sure you get everything that is owed to you. And what I love about them is they provide the best care, the best service, and the best representation because it is their priority. And always remember, when you make one call, that's all the Gruber Law Offices, guess what? You never pay a single penny. No fee until they win your case. Don't mess around with the insurance companies. Don't. If you get into an accident, you need to make a call. One call, that's all, to 414-276-6666. That's 414-276-6666. Or visit them at gruber-law.com and tell them Kyle sent you. Say, Kyle from 101.7 The Truth told me to call Gruber because I got into an accident, and I guarantee you they take good care of you because I know you'll be in great hands with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I am Kyle Wallace, the host of Truth to Power, and I'm joined today by the wonderful Miss Kayla Lewis Allen. And we were talking about Anthony Edwards and the fact that he has multiple children with multiple women, but one of the women that he's having a child with, he actually told her, I want nothing to do with this kid. Go and get the abortion. And she decided not to. She had the kid, and now she's trying to call him out because He is basically trying to get rid of his rights as a parent. He wants no parental rights of the child.
Wow. And she going to have to just either do one or two things. She going to have to go on with her life, raise that baby, that beautiful, beautiful little baby girl, or she just going to keep dragging him on social media, drive herself crazy every single day.
Just as long as that check hit, she'll be all right.
Yeah.
She'll be all right.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn to protect yourself, brother. There's way too many options in order to protect yourself. So 833-212-1017. Now, also, talking about keeping a household, right?
Yeah.
There was this audio that you sent.
Yeah.
You want to explain kind of where you were getting at with that? We'll hit the audio.
Yeah, so I am seeing a lot of parents as of lately putting on the front for their kids so that their kids believe that they have this beautiful family, this beautiful upbringing. So Khloe Kardashian has been living a huge lie, and we can go ahead and cut to what she had to say about her parental situation.
Okay, y'all, so Khloe Kardashian said this.
Thinks me and Tristan are married. It's just probably better for her. It's not like she would really understand, and it's okay. It is the right thing to do, in my opinion. Absolutely. Get married, have kids. That's what I want to teach her. True thinks that me and Tristan are married. The only thing that bothers me about that would be I don't want True going through life thinking this is what a marriage is. That, oh, you're married to someone and they don't live with you and you never have to kiss them or you don't sleep in the same bed together. Like, I would love my kids to see me have a husband one day, and I would love them to see like love and affection and romance. Like, I do want them to have that.
Okay, so here's my only issue with that.
Huh. Well, so when you heard that, Kayla, what was your initial reaction?
I'm like, what is wrong with her? Like, why do we want our children to believe that we're married and we're not? Like, for what reason do you want them to believe that you're married? Do you feel as though you didn't do things the right way and you want her to know that there's a right way to do something, but then you're lying to her? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
This is crazy. This is nonsense. This is what happens when you live in a fake world.
Yes.
This is what happens when you out of touch with reality. You sitting here trying to say we want to fake it until we make it, but I don't also want my daughter to know that this isn't normal, that your dad ain't around. Your daughter is going to realize something ain't right. She gonna have so many mental things that's gonna be messing with her because you are already raising, to me, and again, this is strong, you are raising a broken child because that child is gonna be absolutely confused, right? When they start having relationships of their own. When they get older, right? They get older and they grow, and they not gonna know how a man is supposed to treat them and what a father is supposed to be in a household.
Even before they start dating, when they get to school and they're talking to their friends, they're like, oh yeah, my dad made us breakfast today, and then my mom dropped us off, and then she's gonna be like, wait, what?
Breakfast dropped off?
Your parents live together?
She gonna sound stupid.
Yes.
She gonna sound extremely stupid.
Yep, that is what's going to happen. She's going to figure it out along the way just from being around people who are actually married. She's like, wait, they don't act like that. My parents don't act like that. And she's going to start snooping. She's going to start asking other people in her family questions. It's going to become a big thing. So before she gets older and her heart gets broken from the lies that her parents are telling her, I think that they need to go ahead and break the news to her. Hey, babe, you were made out of love. We both love you. We are both here to support you. But we are not married.
Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian, who never were married, I don't think they were. No. If they were married, they got divorced, have a daughter, and Khloe Kardashian is living a lie and basically trying to act like she's married to the father of Tristan Thompson, who's the father for the child, all because she wants to put on a front for her child. And I think this is just stupid. Like, I get where her heart is at, her mind is at, but I think she's going to end up causing more damage than she actually is going to help this young child. But at the end of the day, like, I personally believe that you are better off. And again, I hope I'm not in this situation, right? I hope I get married and I'm in the house. Everything she dreamed about, she said. I hope I'm not faking it. We all want this. Because listen, the thing is that she's so rich, she don't realize there are families that fake it till they make it.
Yes.
There are
common law families.
Yeah, like they will just fake it, and then once the kids get out the house, that's one thing I noticed, right? I noticed that once the kids got out, especially, so I'm from Milwaukee, born and raised, but I was a 220 kid. I got bused to Whitefish Bay.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed about them parents is that when they got done with their kids getting out the house, if they didn't love each other, they got divorced.
They were done.
They said, listen, we just going to keep the family together while we get these kids so we get them through it. But once that happens, They done.
See it all the time.
And the thing is that this young girl, True, the daughter of Khloe Kardashian, is going to have so much trauma she's going to deal with and so much confusion, and she's going to get to the point where she's going to want to have her parent, a father figure in the household. You are better off having another, and this is my perspective, this is me.
Okay, let us hear it, Kyle.
I think you better off as a woman or a man or whatever it is, getting a significant other and having a full unit in the household who may not be the biological parent. So whether or not you are co-parenting, so whether or not Khloe Kardashian found a new man or Tristan Thompson found a new woman, at least she understands what a relationship looks like.
Yeah.
At least she understands what love looks like. At least she understands how she should be getting treated, hopefully because she has a great example in the household, how a woman should be treated. The one thing about me is I noticed when I was dating women, I'm still dating women, I only date one girl now, but when I was looking, right, the one thing I realized, a criteria I had to have, is I wanted a girl that loved her father. Because what I realized was any girl that I was dating that adored her father versus the women that did not have their father around like that, they had an interest in a relationship, is that the way they treated me was second to none. They absolutely, they knew how to treat a man. And so for me, I could notice the difference between some of the things I dealt with women who didn't have their father around and versus some who did. And so for me, I was like, hell, give me the one that truly loves their daddy, because when they love their dad, that same love that they had for their father, they're going to try to find another man to fill that void, obviously in a different way. And so I've just noticed the difference in that personally. And so for me, I think it's just so important for young girls to have a good father figure in their life. Because men will try to take advantage of young girls in the sense of, not young girls, men will try to, we can be jerks, right? And so understanding what to put up with is important.
And I think that he's there. Like, right? I don't want to discredit him. I believe that he is there. I believe that he is there for his child. But the thing about, like, are you saying, like, yeah, mommy and daddy are married? Like, are you painting this narrative? Because if you are, then you're absolutely wrong. But if you're just letting her assume, then that's a completely different story. But I do think that he is there. I think that he is being a father, so I don't think that she needs an additional man there. And I think that kids also need to know that the parents don't have to be in the same household to love you, protect you, and raise you and take care of you. They don't have to be in the same household.
They do not. They do not. But I think when you just are playing with this game and you trying to fake it till you make it, it's only going to last so long, and you have to understand, I think there's
kids
going
are
to be...
smarter than you think. Kids are way smarter than you think. So if you think that this girl don't know already all of this technology around them, you think she ain't sneaking on the YouTubes and seeing these tabloids and all this stuff?
Remember when Kim Kardashian said one of the kids found her, like, sex tape or something like that, or found they found one of the kids or some kids or something happened. One of Kim Kardashian, who is the sister of Khloe Kardashian, Kim Kardashian kids found something about her their mom on the internet.
Wow.
And so at that point, it's like, hey, yeah, what you do in the dark, or sometimes not in the dark, but what you do in your past can definitely
Y'all
come
are the
to light.
Kardashians, so it's going to come to life. Like, somebody is going to see this. Somebody at True School is going to see this. Like
100%. 100%. 833-212-1017. We're having a conversation here talking about the fact that Khloe Kardashian is trying to fake it till she make it. She is faking a marriage with her baby daddy, her father of the child, Tristan Thompson, acting like they are married together, even though they never kiss. They don't live in the same house. They do nothing that shows that it is a marriage, but their, I believe, 7-year-old daughter at this point, they are faking the marriage for the daughter. Do you think it's a good thing they're trying to fake it, or do you think it's going to cause more harm down the road? 833-212-1017. That's the Truth Talk to text line. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls and our guest co-host, Kayla Lewis-Allen. We will wrap up the conversation on the other side.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Start jamming in the morning and get your daily drop of juice.
Juice gets you hydrated and started for your day. And that's what we plan to do from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Every single morning, we're going to be keeping you in the mix, talking about everything you care about all before 9 a.m.
So wipe that crust out your eyes and get ready for jamming with juice.
Turning your mornings into your favorite part of the day.
Get that stank breath out of here. Brush your teeth.
It's it, bro. Like, what? Catch Jammin' with Juice
from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Milwaukee. Ready to buy your first house? Move into your forever home or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
One, two, three, ho!
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am Kyle Wallace, your host here of Truth to Power, and we are live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the 3rd Street Market Hall in the Avenue. And I am so fortunate and happy to be joined by the wonderful co-host, Miss Kayla Lewis Allen. Kayla?
We're here, and we're discussing parenting and co-parenting and all the crazy things going on in the world.
We are. Make sure y'all watching streamers live on YouTube. That's 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. And we're having a conversation talking about the fact that Khloe Kardashian, who we all know part of the Kardashian family, is basically living a lie in her household.
Yeah.
And what impact will this have if you have a household where you are telling your kids, telling your daughter that you and her dad are married, but y'all don't live in the same house together. Y'all don't eat dinner together.
No affection.
No affection from one of y'all two, right? And y'all it's part-time. And then she go over to her dad's house, and who knows what her dad got going on over there. But is this causing more harm than good than telling a lie? That is the question. 833-212-1017. Miriam says, seriously? I mean, it is the Kardashians. Is that surprising? And also, maybe they're doing it for the show. Plus, Tristan Thompson is out here rolling like a stone, sharing his love for the ladies. He sure is.
Yeah, listen, and I'm pretty sure that is not here from his daughter entirely. So she is seeing those things. So she thinks that this is how a marriage is. Okay, my mom and dad are married, and my dad also has girlfriends. Oh, this is what marriage is.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah. Maybe that'd be a lucky gentleman, I guess, if somebody thinks you got that mentality of, you supposed to. Why don't you have any girlfriends? Isn't that what men's supposed to have, as a wife and many girlfriends?
She definitely gonna think that, like, ain't that how it goes?
Out here looking silly, but I guess that leads to co-parenting. Like, your overall thoughts on, is it feasible, like, to co-parent? Is that something that you think is something that we should be more encouraging of? If it don't work, we should tell people go co-parent is the way to go?
I think that co-parenting is the way to go. Sitting down, having those hard conversations of how we're going to raise these children, what values we want to instill in these children, what we want to teach them. I think that co-parenting is a great thing, especially if you guys know that y'all can't make it as a couple.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I got the level of maturity yet to co-parent.
Wow,
only because I don't want some around my kid.
You one of them.
Talk about he did what? What you mean he talking about he gonna whoop you? Hell no.
No, they could be like, he picked us up for school and took us for ice cream. He doing what?
No, listen, I'll be upset. I got one of my good friends of mine. I shouldn't tell his business, but one of my good friends of mine. He don't live in the state of Wisconsin, but he helps raise somebody else's child, and he disciplines the child as well. And you know, sometimes children may over exaggerate a situation. And let me tell you, the daddy pulled up on my guy talking crazy, and you know, my guy said, "Oh, what you trying to do? Remember, you stepped in my house." And I listen. Your daughter's lying first and foremost, but get too close, I might blow your muffin cap back.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, it became a whole situation.
And kids learn how in co-parenting relationships, and I hate to say it, but like I said, kids are very smart, and they learn to manipulate situations. If they know that mommy or daddy is going to get upset because Flojo or whoever Blojo done did whatever, then they gonna tell mommy or daddy what the other person done did, and they gonna exaggerate it.
Yeah, and that's it. Just overall, my preference. You know, I can't predict what my future holds, right?
Yeah.
I hope I have a wonderful, beautiful marriage, have beautiful children, Lord willing, like that. That's the hope. But I know thyself, and I'm a salty individual, like right, like you know, we all have our confidence within ourselves, but I don't know how I would feel allowing another person to raise my kids.
Fight to the death.
That
Fight
might
to
be
the death. Go to therapy. Do everything that you need to do to hold your family together. Because I do not want to hear no salty cow.
No, I'll be mad because let me tell you, I'm a Gemini, so you know we got two sides. We got the good. I'm a good Gemini. I'm one of them Geminis that you can't tell we crazy on the other side. You got to bring the crazy out. Let me tell you, I feel like a situation like that, where you know, another man being affectionate in front of my kids with my ex-wife. Who the hell you think you is? Using my money for my child support to eat.
Ooh, they splurge.
Y'all eating off my check. Yeah, I'm a salty person, so I don't know if I can do that whatsoever. But I do think that Khloe Kardashian need to get a grip and do something a little bit better and put her daughter in a better situation. And I also feel like Anthony Edwards. I'll get your final thoughts on that. I also feel like Anthony Edwards in his situation. Anthony, go ahead and if you ain't gonna be in that kid life all the time, at least pop in once in a while when they get older.
I would rather you not be in the child's life at all than pop in and pop out. That hurts worse.
I guess you know what
that hurts worse.
I guess.
Where my daddy at?
Yeah.
Where he at?
Well, that's a great point. Boy, that's tough. That is tough. It's tough out here. Definitely tough out here. Well, Kayla, we have come to the end. Thank you so much for joining us here on Truth to Power. I know we'll see you again next month.
Oh yeah, I'll be back on Monday.
Oh, that's right.
I'll be back on Monday.
You'll be back on Monday, jamming with Juice, waking y'all up. So make sure y'all tune in to Jamming with Juice on Monday, because you will hear the wonderful Miss Kayla Lewis Allen again. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Thank you, Truth Nation, for tapping in today. This has been Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. The Tory Lowe Show is up next. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, safe weekend. I'll see y'all next week.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations